former Nike employee is spilling the beans about Nike and his Caitlin Clark situation.
Jordan Rodgers, Nike marketing employee, just chimed in about the Nike/Caitlin Clark relationship.
You have got a former 15-year Nike marketing employee, Jordan Rodgers, talking about this.
You have the single biggest needle mover in all of American sports since Michael Jordan, and you have somehow convinced yourself that you need to slow play this. I'm just here as a friend. I care about you.
It's understandable being a megastar. It's Caitlin Clark.
Nike have screwed Caitlin Clark.
It's clear as day they have an agenda against Caitlin Clark.
What if I told you that the biggest star in women's basketball, the record-breaking, crowd-drawing Caitlin Clark, is being sidelined by the very company that signed her? That's right. Despite her meteoric rise and massive influence.
At this point, we all could agree that they definitely have an agenda against Caitlin Clark, bro. With all that being said, let's head on over to X to see what this former Nike employee gotta say, man, because it is very, very interesting. Because I'm telling you right now, bro.
Nike seems unusually quiet about the athlete many are calling the most impactful since Michael Jordan.
Let me show you Google Trends search traffic for 4 female basketball players. There is one who only rivals Caitlin Clark, and that is Angel Reese, and you do not have her. She is over at Reebok.
While her highlights dominate the internet and her jersey sales soar, Nike's marketing machine appears stalled. It's not just fans asking that question. A former Nike marketing executive, someone who spent over 15 years inside the company, is speaking out. And what he reveals is as frustrating as it is baffling.
I spent over a decade in your marketing organization. I spent several years trying to get into your organization. And it's been 3 years since I left your company. I'm just here as a friend. I care about you.
While other brands are moving fast to secure her star power, Nike dragged their feet, made questionable calls, and somehow ended up on the wrong side of history. She's got the numbers, the spotlight, and the cultural momentum.
The one who everyone wants to hear from, and you were just sitting around. Gatorade, State Farm, Gainbridge, Wilson Basketball have all figured out how to have a point of view with Caitlin Clark. Please, for the love of God, figure something out.
So why is Nike playing it safe? Why did they hesitate when every other major brand is moving fast to lock her in? Today, we're breaking it down. The real reason Caitlin Clark doesn't have a major Nike deal, and why many are calling it the biggest marketing mistake of the decade. Let's get into it.
Caitlin Clark is the GOAT.
She signed my jersey. I'm so happy. I'm crying. I'm so happy. This is the best day ever.
Caitlin Clark effect seems to be crazier than year one.
Caitlin Clark isn't just another rookie. She's a phenomenon. From her days at Iowa, she was already making headlines with her insane three-point range, flashy passes, and game-changing performances. Every arena she played in was sold out. Every game she played became must-see TV. She's not only bringing attention to women's basketball, she's changing the way people see it.
I love watching her score and just everything about her.
They went the extra mile just to watch her play here.
This is great news for women's basketball, period.
Her name became a brand on its own, drawing in millions of fans, dominating search trends, and creating a level of buzz we haven't seen in women's sports for decades. After being drafted to the WNBA by the Indiana Fever, expectations were sky high, and Caitlin delivered.
She just brings so much passion to the game, and look at all these people that just want to come and see her.
She brought the same energy, the same numbers, and most importantly, the same attention.
Nike seem like they kind of been slowing down with the Caitlin Clark department, man. They hardly talk about her. They don't tweet about her. Hell, they show more love to A'ja Wilson, bro.
Brands lined up. Gatorade, State Farm, they all saw the opportunity and moved fast. And Nike, they signed her.
What if Caitlin Clark turning down Nike's marketing opportunities and ideas? I've heard members from people in and around this business that her team can be difficult. This is understandable being a megastar. It's Caitlin Clark.
But what followed next had fans scratching their heads. Because for someone who's literally shifting the culture of the sport, Nike's response has been unusually quiet. And that's where things start to feel off.
They just don't want... As soon as it was announced that Caitlin Clark got the shoe deal... By the way, who the hell leaked how much Caitlin Clark was getting paid in the shoe deal? Like, we can never forget. We don't know what anyone else is getting paid. We know what Caitlin Clark got paid. Who leaked that?
It all started when rumors began swirling about Caitlin Clark's potential shoe deal. Fans expected Nike to step in. After all, this is the same brand that built icons like Jordan, LeBron, and Kobe. But instead of locking her down with a powerful campaign, Nike stalled.
You have got a former 15-year Nike marketing employee, Jordan Rogers, talking about this.
Jordan Rogers, Nike marketing employee, just chimed in about the Nike/Caitlin Clark relationship.
Former Nike employee is spilling the beans about Nike and his Caitlin Clark situation.
You have the single biggest needle mover in all of American sports since Michael Jordan, and you have somehow convinced yourself that you need to slow play this. I'm just here as a friend. I care about you.
A former Nike insider, Jordan Rogers, who spent over 15 years in their marketing department, went public with his frustration. He couldn't understand why the company didn't go all in on the most impactful female athlete since Serena Williams.
You might be saying, oh, Nike didn't give anyone these logos in the first year, but it's like Paige Beckers already has her logo. Paige Beckers already has her merch. All of these people already have their merch, not Caitlin Clark.
While other rising stars like Paige Buchers already had logos and merchandise, Caitlin, the one breaking records and dominating headlines, was left in the background. It was baffling. Nike had the perfect opportunity, yet they let it pass. She didn't get a signature shoe, she didn't get a major rollout, and soon she wasn't even with Nike anymore.
I spent over a decade in your marketing organization. I spent several years trying to get into your organization, and it's been 3 years since I left your company. I'm just here as a friend. I care about you.
This all started when Jordan Rogers, a former Nike executive with 15 years in their women's marketing division, publicly called the brand out. He couldn't believe that Nike was sitting back on Caitlin Clark, arguably the biggest name in American sports right now. He pointed out that Nike's stock is down nearly 60% since 2021, and yet they're slow playing their biggest opportunity in years. Caitlin Clark isn't just another player, she's a phenomenon. The data proves it. She's leading Google search trends, drawing record-breaking attention, and reshaping the conversation around women's basketball.
And you have somehow convinced yourself that you need to slow play this. Let me show you Google Trends search traffic for 4 female basketball players. There is one who only rivals Caitlin Clark, and that is Angel Reese, and you do not have her. She is over at Reebok. I am so confused as to how you would be so invested in the WNBA for several years, and you have been doing great work to try to elevate and uplift that league and many of the athletes there. But this seems like you have convinced yourself that this needs to be an either-or conversation. And we never have an either-or conversation in the men's sports. You have like 10 signature athletes. Half of them don't deserve a signature shoe.
And while other brands like Reebok locked in stars like Angel Reese, Nike has Caitlin and is doing next to nothing with her. Rogers says it's not just disappointing, it's baffling. After signing Caitlin Clark, many assumed Nike would go all in. Signature shoes, big budget ads, full-scale campaigns. But instead, what we got was silence. No major rollouts, no consistent marketing, barely even a tweet.
Caitlin Clark got her own signature PEs with Kobe brand and Nike. One thing about it is there's another shoe that is set to be released in October as well. This is crazy.
While brands like Reebok made bold moves locking in stars like Angel Reese, Nike, the same company that once launched LeBron James as the chosen one before he even played an NBA game, kept Caitlin in the background. That's where things get interesting.
You have got a former 15-year Nike marketing employee, Jordan Rogers, talking about this.
Now, something we have not talked about in a while is Caitlin Clark and the Nike situation. Now, we know Caitlin Clark got some shoes that is set to be released tomorrow. That is a PE Kobe Bryant shoe, bruh. Yes.
Jordan Rogers, a former Nike marketing executive who worked at the company for 15 years, specifically in the women's division, recently broke his silence. And what he revealed is shocking.
This thing with Nike and Caitlin Clark is not going to end well. I'm calling it right now. Just a bunch of BS. This guy named here is Jordan Rogers, a former 15-year Nike marketing employee who worked in the Nike women division, chimed in on the Nike Caitlin Clark relationship. So those of you guys who might not know this, when it comes to Nike, they set up in divisions, like they got the women's side and the men's side, and then they got admins and stuff that run Twitter. Now, I've been trying to get Nike the benefit of the doubt, bruh, saying that, you know, maybe it's their admins now posting Caitlin, maybe it's this, maybe it's that, because I just cannot believe Nike would just not show Caitlin Clark no love.
He called out Nike for not just missing the moment, but for intentionally holding back. In a video message, He questioned how a company could sit on what he called,
"You have the single biggest needle mover in all of American sports since Michael Jordan, and you have somehow convinced yourself that you need to slow play this."
the biggest needle mover in American sports since Michael Jordan, and do practically nothing. He even showed Nike's stock performance since 2021, down nearly 60%, and blamed the leadership for being afraid to fully back Caitlyn.
He was basically asking a question and then answering it, right? So it says, is it because Nike is too woke? He said, perhaps, but I think it's paralysis by analysis.
He also pointed out something crucial. On Google Trends, Caitlyn Clark dominates the women's basketball conversation. She's the most searched, the most talked about.
But I'll always say this when it comes to the Nike thing. This is when you're like, when you know you can't win in WNBA circles. Do you guys not remember the podcast that said the logo looked dumb because they talked about the bottle opener? Like, let's be honest. Whatever your opinion of A'ja Wilson is, this looks like a bottle opener.
Yet Nike seems more focused on promoting others like A'ja Wilson. Rogers wasn't subtle. He said Nike's handling of Caitlyn feels like fear. Fear of political backlash, fear of media spin, fear of rocking the boat. But in doing so, they're risking missing out on a generational marketing opportunity. And according to him, Nike's team is slow playing the biggest star they've had in decades, and it's not making sense to anyone.
And we figure out a way to market them. LeBron James showed up as the chosen one, and you have the chosen one. He got all of the marketing, and yet you still were able to figure out how to market Kobe as well. I realize tomorrow we are going to get a Kobe Protro, apparently. I haven't heard much about it. It's going to be $190. Very few people will be able to get it, and that will be about a year after you have signed her and after she won Rookie of the Year. This is so confusing to me. I am so perplexed.
After Nike passed, Caitlyn Clark signed with Reebok. A surprising move for an athlete of her caliber, but it made sense. Reebok saw her value. Meanwhile, Nike was still busy, slow playing, trying to figure out their next step. The backlash came quickly.
24 hours before a shoe is supposed to come out. Now, we know Caitlyn Clark is the biggest person Nike has signed, in my opinion, since Michael Jordan, bro. No disrespect to LeBron James. I love LeBron, but I feel like Caitlyn name ring bells like MJ, bro, when it comes to this whole situation. Now, Nike seem like they kind of been slowing down with the Caitlyn Clark department, man. They hardly talk about her. They don't tweet about her. Hell, they show more love to A'ja Wilson, bro. I just got to keep it real.
Fans were confused. Industry experts were stunned. And when the details of her Nike offer leaked, something that almost never happens, it raised even more eyebrows.
I wrote 2,000 words on it in my newsletter this week. Read it. But I didn't even send one last week because I've been sitting in a room like Beautiful Mind trying to figure out all of the stupid reasons why you might be sitting on your hand. Wemby got his Alien campaign less than a year after he had been signed, and he got a player edition shoe. I guess that you're doing that with Caitlyn, but I'm so confused as to why you wouldn't be doing bigger campaigns with her. You finally put her in a Super Bowl campaign with 9 other women, and all respect to them, but none of them are moving the needle quite like she is. Your tagline in that was, "You can't win, so win."
Why was her deal public while others stayed private? It felt like Nike was trying to control the narrative, but it only backfired. Brands like Gatorade, State Farm, and Wilson had already embraced Caitlyn. Nike, on the other hand, looked hesitant, even afraid, and to commit. Jordan Rogers didn't just criticize Nike, he exposed their double standards. He pointed out that when LeBron James and Zion Williamson entered the league,
Sabrina got the same hate when she got her signature shoe, but they didn't care. They didn't care about the hate. They got her the signature shoe. And now you've got Caitlyn Clark, who at this stage, Paige Beckers has her own line of t-shirts. Sabrina, A'ja, fair enough. They have their own thing. But I'll always say this when it comes to the Nike thing. This is when you're like, when you know you can't win in WNBA circles. Do you guys not remember the podcast that said the logo looked dumb because they talked about the bottle opener? Like, let's be honest. Whatever your opinion of A'ja Wilson is, this looks like a bottle opener.
Nike wasted no time. They got signature deals, huge campaigns, and were treated like stars from day one. But with Caitlyn Clark, suddenly Nike wants to wait and see. Rogers called that out, saying it makes no sense. Caitlyn already proved herself, breaking records, winning Rookie of the Year, and becoming the face of women's basketball. If she doesn't deserve a fast-track deal, who does? Nike made exceptions for male athletes. Why not her? So why would Nike, a brand known for betting big on talent, hesitate when it comes to Caitlyn Clark?
When you're too close to the business, sometimes you don't appreciate what's going on in the wider circle of the industry. This was evident by how much they underestimated threats like Hoka and It's evident now that they're not activating this star. Then it goes on to say, is it because Caitlyn is quiet or uninteresting?
According to Jordan Rogers, it might come down to fear in politics. He suggested that Nike is nervous about diving into the current media landscape surrounding women's basketball, where conversations are often charged with race, gender, and social narratives.
Are they just giving her time to prove herself? Vince Staples with Jason Tatum, or made campaigns about KD is not nice. Next excuse for once, people are captivated with the athlete alone, and we don't need to manufacture interest or intrigue. Oh my goodness, this man is cooking.
Instead of embracing Caitlyn's massive popularity, it seems like they're trying not to stir controversy, and that cautious approach could be costing them. There's also talk behind the scenes that Caitlyn's team might be difficult to work with, turning down certain marketing opportunities. But let's be real, LeBron James, Cristiano Ronaldo, Serena Williams, they've all had reputations for being demanding too.
Guess what Nike specializes in? Marketing uninteresting players. Ooh, why do you think they paired up Spike Lee with Michael Jordan?
That's what comes with being a superstar. And Nike has always gone above and beyond for those types of athletes. So why not Caitlyn? This slow rollout, a limited player edition Kobe shoe and a quiet campaign, feels less like a strategy and more like a missed opportunity. She's already proven she can sell tickets, drive ratings, and move product. Yet Nike hasn't given her a true signature shoe or built a campaign around her like they've done with male athletes who had half her impact. It's not just confusing, it's frustrating, because for fans and observers alike, it looks a lot like Caitlyn Clark is being cheated out of the spotlight she's earned. And if Nike doesn't step up soon, they might just lose the moment and her and altogether.
Cristiano Ronaldo, LeBron, the list goes on. You bend over backwards for stars, and Nike has bent over backwards for way less relevant stars than Caitlyn Clark. So I'm guessing this is some of his article.
The tipping point came during Nike's own Super Bowl campaign. Caitlyn Clark was featured in the ad, but not in the way fans expected. While other athletes were named and highlighted, Caitlyn's appearance was barely acknowledged. They literally paused the video to squeeze in a monotone voiceover calling her Rookie of the Year. It felt like an afterthought. Fans noticed, critics noticed, and Nike had to quietly re-edit the commercial just to save face.
They just got to do it, bro. Y'all just got to do it. That is the slogan that you guys live by. Just do the right thing when it comes to Caitlyn Clark. It's all we ask. That's all we ask as a fan base. That's all we ask as a community is just do it.
All of this shows one thing. Nike didn't know what to do with Caitlyn Clark. Despite her undeniable impact and massive popularity, they treated her like a marketing risk, not a generational opportunity. And now it's clear, they missed their shot. Rogers also called out Nike's weak attempts at including Caitlyn. He mentioned how they threw her into a Super Bowl ad, alongside 9 other women, but didn't give her a real spotlight. Meanwhile, brands like Gatorade and State Farm are already building strong campaigns around her. He suggested Nike might be afraid of backlash, of controversy, of stepping into heated conversations around race and gender in sports. But in doing nothing, they're making the biggest mistake of all.
What if Caitlyn Clark turning down Nike's marketing opportunities and ideas? I've heard members from people in and around this business that her team can be difficult.
Ignoring the most powerful name in the game right now. Caitlyn Clark isn't just ready, she's already there. At the end of the day, this isn't just about shoes or marketing, it's about respect. Caitlyn Clark has done more for women's basketball in the last year than most athletes do in a lifetime. She's earned her spot. She's earned the spotlight. And yet Nike, the brand that's supposed to lead the culture, is dragging its feet. Whether it's fear, politics, or just poor decisions at the top, fans are seeing through it. And honestly, it's starting to look like Caitlyn Clark is being cheated.
They just don't want... As soon as it was announced that Caitlyn Clark got the shoe deal... By the way, who the hell leaked how much Caitlyn Clark was getting paid in the shoe deal? Like, we can never forget. We don't know what anyone else is getting paid. We know what Caitlyn Clark got paid. Who leaked that?
This wasn't just a missed business opportunity. It was a mistake that exposed deeper issues in how major brands treat female athletes, especially when they're too big to ignore. Caitlin Clark didn't lose here. Nike did. Jordan Rogers said what a lot of people have been thinking. Nike dropped the ball. And if they don't wake up soon, someone else is going to take that ball and run with it. So now the question is, will Nike finally give Caitlin Clark what she deserves, or will they let history repeat itself? Let me know what you think in the comments. If you believe Caitlin's being cheated, sound off below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's next. We're just getting started.